Hi there, it's Shun from KABLEZ. Welcome to the second video of how to take better photos, a YouTube video guide by KABLEZ. In this video I'll talk to you about composition, and we'll talk about 3 techniques to help you improve your photography at home. Now this video will continue upon the techniques learned in the first video, so if you've not yet watched that, check it out first. So the first technique I want to show you in today's video is called orientation. Now orientation is a very simple technique used in photography and is one that's often overlooked. In fact, choosing whether to have your phone in landscape mode, which is a horizontal composition, or have it in portrait mode, which is a vertical composition, is one of the first decisions you'll make. Now, don't think that you must use your phone in portrait mode for taking pictures of people, and vice versa, using it in landscape mode when taking pictures of scenery. One tip I'd give you is to rotate your phone 90 degrees when taking the picture. This allows you to consider more compositions and maybe choose one that you wouldn't have initially thought of. Consider this: a person in the frame looking off into an empty space in the distance. This emphasises the thought that this person is having. So while we're on the subject of empty space, I want to talk to you about a technique called negative spacing. Negative spacing is when you intentionally leave the area around your subject blank or with a minimalistic background. Consider this example where the bird is in front of a minimalistic background. This helps emphasise the subject in the frame. With negative spacing, what we're also doing is giving the viewer's eyes a chance to rest without making the image appear too cluttered or full. In the final part of this video, I'm going to talk to you about aspect ratio, one of the most powerful tools in your photography arsenal. Aspect ratio is the dimension of the image given in width and height in ratio form. As most of you are using smartphones, I'll consider the 3 most popular ratios. This is 16:9, 4:3 and 1:1. These are the landscape variants of the ratios, however you can flip the numbers to give the portrait ratios. Now, you can either change the aspect ratio when doing the shoot or in post-production, or what we might call editing, by cropping the image. However, if you are doing it during your shoot, by changing the aspect ratio from the original, you're effectively making the image smaller. To change aspect ratio on iPhone, from the camera app, simply press a small arrow at the top, press the button that defaults to 3:4, and you can now change between the 3 ratios. On Samsung and most Android phones, from the camera app, go to the top bar again and press the button that defaults to 3:4. You can now choose between the ratios. You might ask yourself why we use aspect ratio in photography. Well, consider this example here. These 3 variants of the same image show off a different aspect ratio we've discussed. The first being 16:9, the second being 4:3, and the third being 1:1. Notice how each of these emphasises a different area of photography, in particular one of the techniques we've showed off in earlier videos. The first, the 16:9, shows off the negative spacing, emphasising the subject of the flower. The second, in the 4:3, shows off rule of thirds, where the flower lines up perfectly on one of the lines. And in the third, 1:1, notice how you see symmetrical composition, using the natural object to the flower and its natural symmetry. Thanks for joining us in today's video. We really hope you've taken something away and it helps improve your photography while you're stuck at home. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And so you don't miss out any of our videos, make sure to subscribe. Thanks as always for watching, and see you next time.